Hello students. So today we'll continue the lesson 6 computer networking. So we'll continue the discussion over the topic types of network. So basically there are four types of computer network. One is the LAN, second is the MAN, third is the WAN network and fourth is the PAN network. LAN means local area network, MAN means metropolitan area network, WAN means wide area network and PAN means personal area network. Now first local area network, LAN. So this local area network is used when two or more computers or peripheral devices, means any hardware like the printer or scanner, are connected within a small area like a room, office building or a campus. So the maximum range of LAN can be 10 kilometers. And the number of computers in a LAN varies from 2 to 1000. So over a LAN, 1000 computers you can connect. So the hardware as well as software resources are shared through LAN. Yes, you over the local area network you can share the hardware also. You can share the software also, resources also. This is the LAN network example. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 computers are connected over this LAN to each other. So this computer can transfer the files to this computer also, and this one can transfer to this computer also. Means each member, one computer can transfer the files to the each members over the network. So a LAN consists of the following components. What does the LAN contains? Two or more computers, software to control the operation of computers. Yes, there is some software is also needed which will control the operation of the computers. Peripheral devices like printers or scanners, and the cables to connect the computers. Yes, cable is also needed which will connect all the computers. Second is the metropolitan area network, MAN. So the metropolitan area network is much larger than the LAN and is spread across a city. So its range is a whole city. So since it can cover an entire city, so it is called the metropolitan area network. The most common example of the MAN type network in our daily life is the cable television network. As you see, the cable television services available all the in all in the entire city. So the main purpose of the MAN is also to share hardware and software resources. So this can also share the hardware and software resources. The maximum range of MAN can be 50 kilometer. The range of LAN network is 10 kilometer and the range of MAN network is of 50 kilometer. Here you can see the metropolitan network. This main building is connected with the manufacturing, and this manufacturing is connected with the shopping and or receiving. Like this, they are interconnected to each other. Next is the wide area network. So wide area network comes into picture when we have two or more computers located at far away places, linked by the communication facilities like the telecommunication or satellite signals. The most common example of the wide area network in our daily life is the internet. Yes, like a computer of in Basti is connected to the can be connected to the computer in Delhi or in New York. So with the help of the WAN, wide area network. So the most common example of the WAN network in our daily life is the internet, which is generally used in houses, schools, banks, and private and public sectors. The main characteristics of a WAN is that it requires a public telecommunication media to transfer data. Yes, WAN requires a public telecommunication media to transfer the data. And the popular example of the WAN is the internet. So internet is a type of wide area network. Next is the personal area network. So this type of computer network is mainly created for an individual person. It consists of a desktop, laptop computer, a mobile phone, handheld computing device such as personal digital assistant or smartphone, and you can use these networks. So this the personal area network is created for a particular individual person. So what it contains? Only desktop, laptop or mobile phone or any handheld computing device, maybe the PD or some other things you can use. Okay. So to transfer the files including email and the calendar appointment, digital photos and music, personal area networks generally cover a range of less than 10 meters, about 30 feet. So you can use the routers and you can use as a Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all that makes a personal area network. Here you can see. Network components. So what are the components needed for a network? First, server. Server is required to make a network. A server is a powerful computer with high speed and great processing capability. So one powerful computer is needed, that is the server. There can be a multiple server in a computer network. That is also the possible. Servers can link other computers or electronic devices together to provide important services to both private and public users. So if there are multiple servers over a network, so servers are also linked to each other, and to each server many computer or electronic devices can be connected, and they will provide the private services also and the public users also. To both private and public users they will provide the services. For example, when you enter a query in a search engine, the query is sent from your computer network over the internet to the servers that store all the relevant web pages. Example, if you send a request by writing a query over the browser, that www.facebook.com, so that request will be sent to the server, and that server will find the home page of the Facebook, and that uh, home page of the Facebook will be sent over the network to your computer, and your computer browser will uh, read that code of the web page, and it will create a web page for you, that is the home page of the Facebook. So the results are then sent back by the servers to your internet, to the servers that store all the relevant web pages, and the results are sent back by the servers to your computer. It is always advisable to have servers with a dedicated functionality such as web servers, print servers, and the database servers. There are different types of servers are there. Next component of the network is the client. Client means is a computer. Maybe a client can be your mobile also, client can be a computer also, a client can be your printer scanner also. So client is a computer system which uses a network to access a remote service from the server. Yes, remote service from the server. So if you want to take the service at a distant location, so we use the network. So it can access all the applications of information from the main server. A client is also known as node. Yes, from the main server you can access all the applications. Third is the network interface card NIC. It is a small piece of computer hardware. See, this is the NIC, computer hardware. It is a small piece of computer hardware which facilitates the communication between the different computers over a network. Without NIC, you cannot establish a connection between the other computers over the internet. The NIC identifies every single node in a network by providing a unique physical address to it. So over this NIC, there is a unique physical address which is called the MAC address, Media Access Control, MAC. Okay, so MAC is a 48-bit address. So this network interface card NIC identifies every single node in a network by providing a unique physical address to it, and this address is stored on a chip which is mounted on the card. Next is the mode of connection. So computer networks can be classified on the basis of both the hardware and software technology, which is used to interconnect the individual devices in a network such as optical fiber, Ethernet, or wireless LAN. So all the nodes in a network are connected through basic hardware component such as NICs, bridges, hubs, switches, and routers. And these hardware components are further connected to each other by the cable. So mode of connection is what you can connect your computers over the network with the help of the optical fiber cable, with the help of the Ethernet, with the help of the wireless LAN, and also all the nodes in the network are connected to the basic hardware component. You can use the NIC, you can use the bridge, you can use the hubs, you can use the switches, and you can use the routers. So all these are the hardwares which helps you to connect more than one computers over the network. Next is the modem. Okay. Next is the modem. Modem means modulator and demodulator. This is the modem, figure 6.7. You can see this is a modem. A modem enables you to connect your computer to the available internet connection over the existing telephone lines. So with the help of the modem, we are connecting our computer to the internet connection with the help of the telephone line. So what it does modem, because every computer and laptop generates a digital signals. So the computer digital signal is is converted into the analog signals to enable their transmission by phone line, because phone lines can carry the analog signals only. So digital signals cannot be transmitted over the phone lines. So modem is needed to convert the digital signal of the computer into the analog signal, and analog signals can only be transmitted over the phone lines. Now at the destination, the receiving modem further converts the analog signal. Now at the destination and computer, there also, which is connected with the internet, that also have the modem, and first that analog signal data uh, is received by the modem of the destination computer. Now that modem will converts the analog signal to the digital signals which the computers can read. Now the computer understands the digital signals and it will get the message. So modems are available in two categories: internal modem and external modem. Internal modem comes as a separate part of that is installed on the PCI peripheral component interconnect slots available on the motherboard, and external modem is connected externally to a computer. Okay, so next device is hub. Hub is also a networking device that is used to connect multiple computers and computing. This is the hub, you can see computing devices directly to the network with the help of the cables. So each connection is called a port. Here you will get the port. So more than so you will get a hub of 8. So that where 8 ports are there, where 8 computers can be connected. Means 8 hardwares can be connected. So the connections are established using a fiber optic cable. When the hub receives data at one of its ports, it distributes the data to the other ports in the network. It receives the data from one port and distributes the data from the other port. Typically, hub sends all the data it receives to all the connected ports. Yes, here also the problem with the hub is that if it will receive the data from one computer, then it will send the same data to all the other connected computer also. Even that all the computers are not needed that data, they have not sent the request, but then even then also they will get the all the data. Switches contain many ports to connect different networks segments. Similarly, the switch is also, but switch is intelligent. Switch is similar to the hub, but that the one difference is that switch is intelligent than the hub. So here it will send the data to the only desired node which wants that data. So it will not going to broadcast the data to all the connected computers. So it will only send the data, transmit the data to the dedicated computer. So switches contain many ports to connect different network segments. They are similar to hubs but offer greater performance. So when a network contains a large number of devices, switches are needed instead of hubs to make sure the communication between devices do not slow down. It controls the traffic. Unlike hub, a switch is aware of the address assigned to each of its port, and it sends the incoming data it receives only to the correct port. That is also. So here it will send the data to the correct port. It will not going to send the data to all the ports, to all the computers. Okay. So that's why the switch is called the intelligent hub. Now this is all for the today's students. Thank you for your kind attention.